Kian, welcome to your video breakdown, my friend. Stoked to create this for you. In this video, I'm going to go over two topics and give you some things that will help your surfing. Those two topics are pumping and the bottom turn. So let's get right into pumping, man. So to pump, to generate speed on flat sections of the wave, we do that by changing the altitude of our board on the face of the wave. So we bring the board up near the top of the wave, and then we bring it down and use gravity to generate speed. And you do this really well, man. Watching your clip here, you have a great idea that you need to be compressing to bring the board down and extending to bring it up, which is awesome. The one thing I'd like to point out about your pumping is what we are doing with this front arm here. So I'm going to pause it there. We see that your front arm is lunging forward here, and I'm going to explain why this is hurting your surfing a little bit and what we can do to get better. So this is actually something that I've worked on a lot in my surfing recently. A coach, a really good friend of mine, gave me this cue that has helped immensely, and he said, if we want to surf high performance, we need to adopt the fighter stance. So if you think of a boxer, they stay low, they keep their arms tight to their body, and when they go to strike, they have all the momentum to bring their arm fully forward from close to their body. And it's really the same in surfing, man. As I said before, the pumping, the generation of speed really happens by just changing the altitude of the board, and we don't necessarily have to throw this arm to generate speed. We can adopt the fighter stance when we're pumping, and I'm going to tell you why this is going to improve your bottom turn as well. So let's take a look at Ethan Ewing here, man, because he has a perfect fighter stance and really exhibits this super well, dude. So we look at him pumping here. His arms are very close to his body. He's not lunging this arm forward. He's actually keeping it pretty bent, keeping his arms really close to his body there. Takes another couple pumps. Arms are still very close to the body as he's compressing and extending. And when he decides to go for the turn there, he gets to swing this arm into the bottom turn from a position of power, which is kind of like a fighter throwing a punch, man. Like if we already have our arm extended and we want to punch, we don't have that much room to actually swing. But if we have our arms close to our body within our center of gravity, when we want to go and throw this arm for the bottom turn, we can do it with a lot more power, a lot more aggression, which is going to really help us rotate our chest towards the top of the wave. It's going to allow us to put this rail in the water even harder with more speed, and our bottom turns are just going to elevate. So really adopting that fighter stance as you pump, and then being ready to just swing that back arm when you're ready to bottom turn aggressively is going to allow you to surf with more speed and really just clean up your style. And Ethan Ewing, he is the prime example of this, man. So let's watch his pumps again. Arms are close to his body. He's nice and low. One more pump, and when he's ready to throw, bang. He can throw that arm really aggressively, get squared up to the wave there, and do a great top turn. Because our top turns can only be as good as our bottom turns. If we bottom turn with a lot of speed, we're going to throw great top turns. If our bottom turns are a little soft, a little slow, we can only match that on the top turn. Another thing I want to point out about throwing this right arm is that it causes our body to extend. So we actually kind of rise up and we lose that low, nice position of power when we throw that arm. So that's another reason to really adopt that fighter stance, stay low. So when you want to go and bottom turn, you can really push hard into it with compressed legs and not already have like a bit of extension when you bottom turn. But man, you have some really good style, some really good fundamentals already. Like I really like this little check turn there. Another quick turn. And this turn at the end was money, dude. I really, really liked it. Let's watch it here. Shoo! Beautiful, dude. I think if we hadn't thrown this arm so far out, we could be in a bit more low, a bit more compressed position, and then when you really went to throw this back arm back, you could be a lot more aggressive with it, dude. Do a much more aggressive bottom turn and really chuck some serious water off the top. So that's all I got